Hi, everybody, and it is June 30th today, the last day of prep prior to our 40-day journey into better health, better happiness, better success. And I got to tell you, first up, I am thrilled by all the notes I've received, public comments on these posts about how many of you are going to choose to join me and follow along. It's very, very bluntly quite humbling that you're doing that. And the material that we're going to introduce, that I'm going to introduce to you, is the same material that we use to coach others, same material that I've worked on in the past but never kind of put all together. Now, today is our last day of prep, and there's one kind of tough thing that I want to introduce to you today, but just kind of recap what got us to this point. We recognize that our emotions are the ultimate driver of our behavior, of our happiness, of our satisfaction. We recognize that there's a lot that goes on inside our emotional set and that we have the ability to move our emotional needle, if you will. We're going to lock on to some powerful visual of what we want to do, and we're going to engage the dreaded J word. We're going to do a little journaling along the way and note and document our path. So that's kind of what got us to today. Now, last thing I'm going to ask you to do, and maybe the hardest thing I'm going to ask you to do, is take a little time today, maybe first thing tomorrow, tonight, and get a little bit of a read on what your emotional composition is. And this is tough because I know a lot of us, and me included, like to project that, you know what, I'm a happy guy, I'm an optimistic guy, the world is good. But the truth of it is, where we look at ourselves and where we actually spend the most time are probably two different things. And this is a case where you may want to get a little feedback from somebody. You may want to get a little bit of input from those closest around you. I'm fortunate enough that I have kind of an accountability partner that helps me out on these things and tells me at times where I'm at and what I'm projecting. The other thing I'll ask you to do here is take a look at some of those negative emotions that you felt recently, and how deep did they go, and how long were you there? When you talk about things like disappointment, one that I'm afflicted with a lot, overwhelmment, anger, rejection, jealousy, hatred even. How long do you spend there? And how often do you go there? And those can be the real interesting analytics when you sit back and look and say, gosh, I got to tell you, when I'm there, I know I'm there, and I don't like it when I'm there. I don't like to be angry. I don't like to be rejected. I don't like to be disappointed. I don't like to be overwhelmed. This is the time that knowing where we're at gives us some great guidance going into tomorrow in moving that from being in that zone and staying too long in that zone and getting out of it and having the tools to get out of those places quickly and back into the areas of happiness, joy, elation, satisfaction, optimism, and getting us back into that mode consistently and getting us to project those things consistently too. Got to tell you, I'm thrilled about tomorrow, Friday, July 1st, and we start this journey, and we start in, some pretty baby steps, but that baby step that I'm gonna introduce for us tomorrow is what I believe the most powerful tool that we have in terms of moving our emotional composition and moving our heart along. So even for those of you that are, among the spiritually aware and, I don't know, you might even call yourself enlightened, I don't know. But even for those of you that are in that spot, please stay with me, because I think some of the tools that we're going to talk about and work on and use, you might find some real value and some real benefit, even if we're starting at a pretty fundamental level. Guys, I hope you have a terrific rest of Thursday, and I look forward to the start of our journey to 40 days of happiness and success and really good emotional health beginning tomorrow.